Good morning, world. Just going to share a few thoughts on my mind on this Sunday. I've had some time to sit peacefully and really think about what's on my mind because I can feel that there's a lot weighing on my mind. I feel it when I step into the studio and try to hold space for my yoga students. I feel it when I'm thinking about wanting to show up as a space for others. To find healing, wellness, inspiration, joy. I'm finding I've been retreating a little bit more from social media. I've been almost holding back and a little bit shy about what to say because I don't want to do the thinking and the feeling for any of you, especially as a yoga teacher. I don't want to be creating a space where I'm supposed to tell you what to think, tell you what to feel. I want to create a space where you can navigate that on your own. And I have just been struggling with that. There's been a lot of conversation around this world today and worse off, or the world is just getting harder, and I don't want to somersault into that. I think, is that true? I remember my grandmother sharing stories about so many things that were happening as she was growing up in this world. And I thought, gosh, that just sounds scary. And I'm glad that we're, maybe better than we were then. And then I hear, the stories and the energy repeat, right? Constant cycle that, oh, no, the world is worse than it's ever been. But I think it's just the perspective that you choose to take. And when we allow fear to really become our truth, then it is. The choice that you're making is to see that the world is the worst it's ever been. And I'm not here to tell you what to think or feel, but I know for me, I need to grab onto the thread that says it doesn't have to be that way. And I have been down and out, and I have been feeling that more since my life completely changed after the Maui fires. And while I'm on the other side of that, I'm still putting all those pieces together and trying to make sense of my own path and my own journey out of that, and as thousands of others are as well. I'm landing in a space where I feel safe and I feel supported, and I feel there's a lot of joy, and I feel there's a lot of happiness, and I feel there's a lot of comfort. And I don't think it's, even though there's always something going on in the world, there's always something going on in the world. I think back to the fear that I was letting take over me when the Maui fires were happening, and when I experienced for just a few days not having access to friends and family in the world around me, not being able to pick up the phone and just send a text message or call somebody for the first time probably ever in my life. I don't think I've ever had that feeling. But when it took over, that's all I knew. That was defining my world, was this fire creating devastation. And but then there's this other part of me that also knows that from devastation is creation, that there's always a cycle. Beginnings can't happen without endings. And definitely not trying to sugarcoat anything, because everyone has their own way to heal, and everyone has their own way in something tricky and challenging and out of it. But as I'm on the other side of all that, and I'm seeing and feeling the energy of the world, and I feel it on my own mat, and I feel it from my students in the studio and through the screen online, and I feel it through the interface of social media. And I just felt it was important to say that I too am trying to figure out what I need to be well. I too am trying to figure out what joy looks like and feels like, and this idea of terrible and horrible and scary and worse, and what are the truths around those words. And I know that gratitude and inspiration and joy are very powerful, and they're always there. they're there within you right now. They're there in the world. I think it's really easy to get taken over by the negativity of things, and the human condition is so fragile, and my goodness, we are capable of so much more and so much better and so much good, just as much as we are capable of destruction. It's the balance, right? It's the space between two opposing forces, and I think it's important to recognize that you don't have to lose yourself to it. You sometimes have to work hard to really reach for it. You sometimes have to work really hard to know that it's there, to see love, to see kindness. It's all around us. There are hundreds of really amazing things happening right now in the world. There's somebody picking up someone that fell down. There is somebody reaching out to say, how can I help you and support you? There's someone who is choosing not to judge somebody based off of how they're driving on the highway, and maybe recognizing that something is going on in their world that we've been there before. When we allow ourselves to open the door to compassion, when we allow ourselves to remember that we've been there and we can relate, and not all of us understand how to have empathy, and that's okay, but kindness really is a way to open the door to joy, to love, to peace, to prosperity. And I think it begins with being kind to yourself. So if you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling unsure, if you're feeling lost, as I am, try to give yourself a little grace to work through that, to get to the other side of it. And as scary as it may be to actually sit with that discomfort, as scary as it may be to actually be with those feelings that are uncomfortable and they're not fun, that's how you conquer them. That's how you learn. That's how you achieve. That's how you get to the other side, is to just palpate a little bit and just sit with it for a moment and listen to it and let it be felt. Give it attention, because if you keep looking the other way, if you keep pushing it down, if you keep ignoring it, if you keep pretending, it's not going to go away. It's going to just keep showing up and knocking at your door. So for what it's worth, my ramble this morning, I just wanted to share a few thoughts floating around in my head. And as I'm recalibrating, that's a word I've been playing with a lot lately in my journaling and in my own practice and as a teacher. And as I'm recalibrating myself as a professional in the world, the Maui fires radically changed the course of my life. The North Star that I thought was my compass has completely shifted. I'm restructuring my compass right now internally. I know it's not out there, it's in here. So I'm allowing myself to do that work, and I'm grateful to have the support of family and friends to do that. My partner Adam, and it's a scary and exciting thing to redefine myself as a career professional, and being a yoga teacher for since 2008, so for a very long time. I'll let you do the math. It's really something that I'm proud of. It's something that I believe has made me a better human, a better leader, a better boss, a better coworker, a better team member. And I really want to be able to anchor into that. And so I'm kind of going through this interesting phase in my life where I have to define myself through my resume, and I have to define myself through a first impression through LinkedIn or a cover letter or an email. And the workspace is so interesting and different, and it's humbling. It's humbling, and it's bringing me to my mat, and it's bringing me into a space of meditation. And so I'm grateful for the journey. It's scary, it's exciting, but yeah, I'm in a space where Maui was a way for me to go all in on myself. It was a way for me to go all in on trying to build something out of yoga and wellness. It was a way for me to really entertain my entrepreneurial spirit and soul. And the fire created something just as much as it destroyed something. And so here I am recreating and seeing where the next chapter is of this journey. It's not an end. It's actually a continuation. And it's humbling to see that that the recalibration is meant to happen, and I'm choosing to know that that's the reality, and I accept that. And I share it because the more that I share with you, the more that I know we can inspire and support each other. I appreciate anytime somebody says, I know what you're going through, or thank you so much. You're helping me through something. That's what keeps us going. We are a community. We don't always have to be in each other's space physically, but we are a community. We are humans, and our purpose is to relate to others. Our purpose is to serve. And I believe very much in that. And so that's why I continue to show up and to share and to exchange information and be humble when I don't have all the answers, and let you know right now, as I'm recalibrating and redefining myself as a yoga teacher and as a professional, I'm thinking about the next 10, 15 years of my career and really trying to create some bones around a future financially, emotionally, everything, that I humbly let you all know as a wellness inspiration, a yoga teacher, whatever I am to you, that I am finding my way through all this. And I don't have all the answers. And sometimes I'm really confident. And right now I'm not feeling that as much. And I think it's important that I'm honest about that. So I'm not giving up. I'm not shutting down. But there is a little bit of quietness that's coming into it. And I'm here for that. And there are things on the way. If you're not already subscribing to my newsletter, please do, because that is the best way to get access to my classes in person and online, to my wellness content. I already have some courses available, Ayurveda courses with dry brushing and face yoga. I have some big plans and hopes and dreams for some yoga inspired workshops, corporate wellness, and some retreats coming up. So let me know what you're thinking and feeling, what you need. And no matter what, remember that everything you need is always here within you. And I'll let you get back into your Sunday.